Okay. Hi, my name is Matthew Zapruder. I'm a poet from UMass Amherst MFA program days. I'm going to read 3 poems from this book that's called Sun Bear, which just came out. Okay. The first poem is called Poem from Massachusetts. Poem from Massachusetts. These days, sometimes you sleep in a purple t-shirt that says Massachusetts, which means something in an older language I can never remember. For 1 whole year before I knew you, driving down Route 9, thinking nothing seemed so hard, I just kept singing Stay with the Plan. Each time it felt wronger, which is a word adults pretending to pretend to be childlike use. I heard it one time when leaves in a drawing someone I don't know anymore handed to me were blue. It was how sick she was. I should have known. Her long fingers shook all summer. Green chlorophyll covers up the colors all the tourists in the fall later come to see. I can't tell you how many people in the making of the experience that made this poem were harmed. Sometimes leaves are an emblem, meaning an object symbolizing something abstract, like glory or destruction, and sometimes just sunlight delivery systems. Okay, this second poem is called Poem for a Vial of Nameless Perfume. I believe it is in the Massachusetts Review, a fine publication. Poem for a Vial of Nameless Perfume. Finally, stranger, at the end of a long season of constant beginnings, I opened at last the letter containing tissue paper, so carefully folded around the vial you sent me. With giant fingers, I unscrewed the black cap, marveling at such jeweled industry. The clear liquid smelled at first like a vast, tiny ballroom full of hopes someone else's mother had, rubbing one wrist against another, in that manner reserved for distracted, excited, ready to be disappointed realists who know for a moment all dreams matter. I bent my head to the glass jar and knew it was the same scent worn by the woman staring out of the gilded framed canvas at me yesterday at the Modern Museum. She was lying on a red, realistic, yet also somehow along the edges disintegrating couch. She must have been at the very last party, before painters discovered abstraction, and started painting the multicolored edge of this wondrous contaminated storm cloud age we find ourselves alone together drinking so much information from, while the keepers of the house we have not elected discuss just war, and our server farms sound like the ultimate bee colony touching ceremoniously down on a field of magenta flowers. And now the third and therefore most holy time, I bring it to my face, searching for some actual connection to any unsentientness my nose could bring my brain, but there was nothing. No gentle stroke of the orphan forehead, no memory of summer walking along the beach, still holding a few dried, crumbling leaves from the fragrant grove. Only the thought, because I'm actually on a typewriter, typing on a ghostly, anachronistic piece of paper I will physically send you to truly hold. A few molecules once parting to your ceiling, or who knows, if we are both lucky, skylight will rise. And then an electric wheelchair through a green space inside you. From now on, everyone will know as Emerald Park will quietly carry a dreaming young soldier. The room will get sadder. You will be on an island with very long night approaching, and clouds will pass over your head, and no one will ever know what they resembled. And this last poem I'm going to read is called Poem for Jack Spicer. Poem for Jack Spicer. It's the start of baseball season, and I'm thinking again, as I do every year in early April, now that I live in California, where afternoon is a blue span to languidly cross, of those long ones you used to sort of sleep through, getting drunk on many beers, lying next to your radio on a little square of grass in the sun, listening half to the game and half to the Pacific water, gently slapping the concrete barrier of the man-made cove. I have heard it, and it sounds like conversations among not their people I can't quite hear, but you could. And later you would try to remember what they said, and transcribe it on your black typewriter in your sad, horrible room. When I read your poems about suicide and psychoanalysis, I feel very lucky and ashamed to be alive at all. Everyone has been talking lately about radiation, iodine, and wind, and you are in your grave, far from the water. I know I don't care about you at all, but when I look at your photograph, your round head tilted up so you're staring down at everyone, I remember how much you hated your body. Today I will go down by the water where you used to sit and think, I do not hate my body, even though I often do. When I die, please write, he tried, on whatever stone you choose. Thanks.